How's everybody doing today? This is another video pertaining to our journey. We're getting from this knife right here, this piece of iron ore, to this knife right here, which is a useful tool that can be utilized as needed. We've learned a little bit about where we're at when we ask Jesus into our life, how he transforms us into a new creation. Well, at that point, it's kind of the start of the process, because when different steels are made, they have different purposes in mind. So for instance, this piece of steel right here, this is a piece of 15N20. It's super flexible. It's got nickel in it. It's real shiny. This is what they make saw blades out of, like for band saws and stuff like that. They put different elements in there so it can serve the specific purpose that it has. Now, this piece of steel right here and this piece of steel right here, from the outside, you can't really tell that much difference. One of them's rusty, a little more rusty than the other, but you don't know if this is high carbon steel or if this is high carbon steel. Well, high carbon steel, low carbon steel, 15N20, tool steel, all that type of stuff, it's made for a specific purpose. And that's just like the Lord has made each and every one of us for a specific purpose. Now, what we have to do is we have to fill ourselves with the elements that we need in order to perform the specific purposes that the Lord has put us here for. So if you are in discipleship and you are being discipled and you're discipling others, that's how you fill yourself up. Well, that helps you whenever you meet resistance or whenever you meet abrasions, right? So myself, I'm not nurturing by nature. Right, I'm not a nurturer, right? Well, my wife, she's the boo-boo kissing kid whisperer, right? Well, that's not me, but I have in the last 18 months become more of that because I've watched her. I've asked the Lord to soften my heart when it comes to my children, even my older children, my younger children. I've got twin, 18 months old almost now. So I've had to become a boo-boo kisser because I wasn't like that the first go around, and it's really affected my relationship with my older kids. But that's on the men, thank God. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to show you an example of how you can tell high carbon from low carbon steel. When you're a knife maker and you find what we call found steel or unknown steel, you've got to go through a process to figure out if it's useful to you as a knife maker or if it's just structural steel. Now, metal is strong. Structural steel has its purpose, but it's not good for making knives. So you have to know how to be able to determine that. Well, the only way you can do that, well, there's several different ways, but the easiest way is by what we call a spark test. So what we do is we expose the metal to some sort of abrasive material till we see what the sparks look like. Let me give you a little demonstration here. I'm gonna turn the lights out. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about. All right, so the first piece of steel that I ground was high carbon steel. You can tell that by the big portion of sparks that it threw off. The second piece was low carbon steel. Well, when that steel just laying there, you can't really tell the difference from the outside, right? But when that steel is faced with abrasive situations, then its true colors, its insides start to show, right? So that's just like us as Christians. Walking around, you cannot pick out a Christian from a non-believer or a believer from a non-believer. You can't do it just by looking outside. But you can tell whenever people face abrasive situations where things don't go their way, then however they react determines your ability to tell where they are in their walk with Christ. Right? So if people respond versus react, then you have a lot better outcome. And you can tell that they have put Christ into their life. They've studied their Bible. They've prayed. They spend time with the Holy Spirit daily. Now, I used to be a fit-throwing, cussing, crazy guy whenever I would get mad or things didn't go my way. Right? Well, I'm not so much that way anymore. Now I've learned to step back from a situation and say, what is God trying to teach me through this difficult time? What do I need to learn here? So that's what you have to do, is you have to put good stuff in order to get good stuff out. I have a spiritual mentor. He always says, what's in the well comes out of the bucket. What that means is whatever's in your heart is going to come out of your mouth. So I encourage you to get into your word, get into a discipling situation to where you've got somebody pouring into you that can tell you things, and that'll help you. Whenever you face trials, you'll be able to respond instead of react. Now, I'm not saying I've got this down, but I'm definitely a lot further than I was yesterday or 2 years ago. Beth can attest to that. So anyway, I hope y'all have enjoyed this video. Again, if you have any questions or comments, just let me know. I'll be glad to talk to you about anything that you've seen or have any questions about. So thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a blessed day.